In Python, we have three logical operators, and we use these operators to model more complex conditions. So these operators are and, or, and not. Let's see a real-world example of using these operators. So imagine we're building an application for processing loans. So we need two variables. High income, we can set this to true, and good underline credit, we set it to true. Now here's the condition we want to implement. If the applicant has high income and good credit score, then they are eligible for the loan. So if high income and good credit, we add the colon and print eligible. Now, note that here I have not compared the value of this variable with true. That is one of the issues I see in a lot of beginners code. This is redundant and unprofessional because high income is a Boolean, so it's either true or false. We don't need to compare true with true. So if this condition is true and this second condition is true, then we will print eligible in the terminal. So save the changes and run the program. Obviously, this person is eligible. However, if one of these conditions is false, we will not see eligible in the terminal. So let's add an else statement here and print not eligible. Run the program. We see not eligible. So this is how the AND operator works. With AND operator, if both conditions are true, the result will be true. In contrast, with the OR operator, as long as at least one of the conditions is true, the result will be true. So if I replace AND with OR here, we should see eligible in the terminal. Let's run it one more time. There you go. So these are the AND and OR operators. Now let's take a look at an example of the NOT operator. So I'm going to define another variable, student, set it to true. Temporarily, I'm going to remove this expression and simplify it. We'll come back to this later. So let's say if the person is eligible if they are not a student. The NOT operator basically inverses the value of a Boolean. So in this case, student is true. When we apply the NOT operator, the result will be false. So in this case, our condition will be false, and that's why this print statement will not be executed. Let me show you. So save, run the program. They are not eligible. If student was false, when we apply the NOT operator, we'll get true. So our condition will be true and we'll see eligible. Let's run it one more time. There you go. With these operators, we can model even more complex conditions. Here is an example. A person can be eligible if they have either high income or good credit, and they should not be a student. Let me show you how to implement this condition. So if high income or good credit, we want at least one of these conditions to be true. So we put these in parentheses. We want to separate these from the other condition, which is not a student. Now, the result of this should be true, which means at least one of these conditions should be true. After that, we'll add and not student. And finally, colon. So with these operators, you can model all kinds of real-world scenarios.